Well, good morning and welcome to the Morning Report. My name is Willie Lawson. The Morning Report is a collection of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. We are glad that you are here today. Last night in Maine, in Lewiston, Maine, there was a shooting, and it is terrible when these things happen. Uh, but when I worked in the public school system. We would like have some kids and you'd know and you'd know down in your gut. Yeah, I mean you would pray that it wouldn't be you'd pray that you'd be wrong, but sometimes you knew down in your gut that kid's gonna hurt somebody one day, and you were praying that you were wrong because in those cases it was perfectly okay to be wrong. Unfortunately, a lot of us knew. A lot of us knew. Sure shooting. You'd hear later that kid would get out of high school, or you would hear about it later that he'd hurt somebody, robbed somebody, shot somebody, stabbed something happened, right? My gut, and it's just my gut. I don't have any inside information. Is that that's what happened here? Last night about 8 o'clock. Uh, I'm make sure I get the name of the town right. It's Lewiston, Maine. A mass shooting event where dozens of people were shot. Dozens. There are reports of at least 10 dead. There's actually 22 people dead. Um, and the suspect is still out there. He went to a couple of locations. One was a bowling alley where there was a youth tournament going on there. Lord have mercy. And the other, let's see, make sure. I mean, one of the, and I know you probably heard one of the, one of the reports was that it was a like a Walmart distribution center, and Walmart said no, 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 wasn't this? It wasn't. It was a bar slash restaurant. Um, Schmeg Schmenges, I guess that's how it's pronounced. It's a bar and a restaurant, and then Spare Time Recreation, which is a bowling alley. Um, yeah, there was a report that a Walmart distribution center was reported as a third location, and they said, no, it was not. Um, so it's terrible. It is absolutely awful. Now, the regular, you know, characters will be out parroting the regular things about gun control and the like. One of the things I thought about when I read the story last night, and I did do the story last night, I read it last night anyway, was if there had been one good guy with a gun, maybe many lives have been saved. I don't know if the restaurant or the bowling alley were gun-free zones. I don't know. It would have sure been nice to have one guy, one person, one woman, somebody, one person, uh, to be able to fire back, stop this guy before he took 22 lives. People who were just out having a good time, eating and drinking at the restaurant, bowling at the bowling alley. It'd have been nice. The suspect, his name is Robert Card. Um, he is a firearm instructor, and apparently he is suffering from severe mental health issues. And he was actually committed to a mental health facility this summer for 2 weeks, for 14 days. And he said that he's hearing voices to attack to the National Guard base in Saco, which some people think that that's where he's stationed. Um, so he is in the Army Reserves. He apparently served as a cadet instructor in the 3rd Battalion, 304th Infantry Regiment in the Army Reserves. He claims, according to his Facebook page, that he's been in the reserve for 20 years. So we'll see. We will see. Um, I don't normally read comments because the worst part about call-in shows are the callers, and the worst thing about articles on websites that have comments are the comment section. Ugh. Um, but one of the comments was, what wasn't too long ago. That's my co-host yelling. Not too long ago, when somebody like that, someone like Robert Card, who said, "Oh, I'm hearing voices," and and they want me to go shoot up the National Guard base. That person just wouldn't get 14 days, you know, in a mental health facility. That person would be committed at that point to a psychiatric hospital. But I don't know if you know, there aren't any psychiatric hospitals anymore. There used to be two here in Florida. One was in a place called Chattahoochee. Um, yes, Chattahoochee. And then there was one, I believe, in Arcadia. Um, they are both closed. So the commenter said that now we have some seriously ill people walking the streets, basically turning our communities into uh, asylums for these folks, these poor tortured souls, to prey on the rest of us. And I'm wondering, if we're ever going to get to the point, or get back to the point where we understand this. Are we going to be able to get to the point where we understand this? That's my co-host back there. I hope so. I hope so, because this will only bring the same arguments up and down again. And I'll say it one more time. I'll say my part. Preventing me from getting a firearm wouldn't have saved one life there. It only makes it safer for the bad guy. No, they passed all those laws. They passed all those red flag laws. It didn't work. Maybe if they didn't let Robert Card out after 2 weeks, maybe if they had better treatment for him, if they could have moved him on to another facility, maybe those 22 people would still be alive. Maybe those 30 people, 40 people who were shot would be uninjured, and the schools would be open, and people wouldn't be terrified to live in Lewiston, Maine this morning. Maybe. Are we actually going to address the issue at some point? We know that people are on edge. We know, we've seen it. And we can't make the world milk safe. So the people who are on edge, if they flip out, won't hurt you and the rest of us. We have to put people who may hurt themselves or the rest of us in a place where they cannot. You have to. It's hard. Many years ago in my area, there was a gentleman by the name of Billy Ferry. Billy Ferry, the entire community knew that Billy was going to hurt somebody. Remember I told you that? Billy was going to hurt somebody. He's being raised by his grandparents. struggling mightily with all sorts of mental illness. That pretty much everybody in the community knew Billy, and at some point they knew that he was going to hurt somebody. So one afternoon, he goes to a gas station, buys a can of gasoline, walks across the street to the Winn-Dixie, and starts lighting people on fire. And starts lighting people on fire. That building, they put the fire out. That building was empty until probably 2 years ago because nobody who lived in that area could bear the idea that you would clean it up, move something else into it. It was empty for years, empty for more than 20 years. Now, what's happened is a lot of the people who lived in that area, who saw that, who knew about that, who knew people, have either moved away or passed away. But there wasn't much resistance to in the past couple of years opening it up for something else. It's insane. Billy's grandparents tried desperately to get Billy help. Is one of those things I talked about earlier. Everybody knew that he would hurt somebody someday. But the systems were such that there was no place for Billy. There was no Chattahoochee at that point. There was no Arcadia to put him in a long-term residential situation to protect him and the people who lived around him. And this continues. Now, yes, he did his madness, his evil, with a can of gasoline and some big lighters, not a firearm. It didn't make people any less dead. It didn't make people any less injured. It didn't terrify a community any less than this. I mean, than this community in Lewiston, Maine is terrified right now. The difference is they caught Billy, and Billy went to jail and is in and has been in a mental lockup for many years. Why is he in a mental lockup? Because first of all, he's not safe in general population. It's not safe for him in general population. There you go. All we can do here is pray for the families that have lost, for the people who are injured, that they would recover and who would not die and they would recover, and that Robert Card would be found, apprehended. Okay, kind of hate those stories. All right, we have a Speaker of the House. What? Yes, we have a Speaker. His name is Mike Johnson, representative from Louisiana, and it's and the best part is that we have put an end to the madness. The madness is over, and that's really the best part. That the madness is over, and because of it, what we hope now is that we can move on. I still do think that the Republican conference missed a grand opportunity with someone like Byron Donalds. But we're going to upload the election of Mike Johnson after we upload this. So you'll be able to see it for yourself. If you missed it, you'll be able to see it for yourself right here on Fight Back Media. Instead of having to go to C-SPAN, you can see it right here. And you may even hear some of my pretty erudite commentary or not. But in any case, you can do that. We are looking at how a lot of the liberal left is kind of freaking out, though. because this guy is as close to the real deal as we have, really. Back on the 3rd, he voted no on declaring the Speaker of the House representative to be vacant. So he voted against Matt Gaetz. He voted no because he knew it would cause chaos. He also voted no against the Continuing Appropriations Act 2024 and other extension acts. Voted no. He voted no on the Ukraine Security Assistance and Oversight Supplemental Appropriations Act. That's enough for me. That's like, okay. I think vote wise, I think it's going to be okay. Let's look at some of his ratings with some of the other some of the groups. On abortion, he has a 100% approval rating with the Campaign for Working Families and the Louisiana Right to Life Federation and the National Right to Life Committee and the Susan B. Anthony list. Of course, he has a 0 rating with NARAL and Planned Parenthood, which is good with me. Let's look at budget and spending and taxes. He has a 92% rating with American for Prosperity, civil liberties and civil rights. This is where it gets, of course, because a lot of these groups are on the left. American Association for University Women, 17%. American Civil Liberties Union, 10%, which is fine with me. Americans for Democratic Action, 0%. That's awesome. Common Cause, 6%. That's good. The Human Rights Campaign, 6%. I mean 0%. That's pretty good. The NAACP, 13%, which is fine. With conservative groups, American Conservatives Union, 92%. Campaign for Working Families, 100%. Conservative Review, 74%. Eagle Forum, 95%. And the Heritage Action for America, 84%. I think that's great. I think this guy is going to be okay. I do. I think this guy's going to be all right. Our job now is to pray. Is to pray. That's all there is to it. Is to pray. Because this is a spiritual battle, friends. And I think Mike Johnson knows that. This is a spiritual battle. This isn't just some policy. This isn't just some people being incompetent. It's bigger and it's bigger and kind of and scarier than that, really. It is. So, oh, and you want to know because of the story I just did. Yes, Mike Johnson has a 100% rating with the Gun Owners of America, 92% with the NRA, and 100% with the National Shooting Sports Foundation. There you go. All right. Where did I find this? I found this at justfacts.votesmart.org. Justfacts.votesmart.org. Candidate, and you just type in Mike Johnson. Again, you from the U.S. House, Louisiana District 4, and now he is the Speaker of the House of Representatives for the United States. Third in line of the president. Wow. Cool. God bless you, Mike. And we're praying for you out here. All right. We got to get out of here with someone else. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.